definitely helps get them fit, and he's got a horse in Have You Got My Money who's going the right way, not markedly, but gradually. Each time he's made the track for his stable, he's been a bit better than the last decisive winner at Southall. £5 rise isn't that harsh, and when you consider this is only his third go around 3 miles, he's got the look of a still relatively unexposed horse.
He's second favourite. The hot favourite on around 13 to 8 though is Geminin, and Geminem is back in handicap company. Still a maiden. He cost when was it the Cheltenham sales last December, 55 grand.
Yeah, I think they might have expected a bit more from him so far, but I'll take you on here then, Gord. Final race of the day. We'll have a head-to-head. You're with Have You Got My Money? I'll go with Geminem.
Yeah.
Just because every time we see him on track, I think, he wants a longer trip. And he's back up to 3 miles now. I think that will suit him very much. Stable has had a slightly above average afternoon, I think it's fair to say, at Kelso.
They're almost joint favourites, those two. Knights in Venice, next in the betting. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run well. First time back for Donald Willins, also owns the horse.
Yeah, that's the concern though, isn't it? The fact he's not been out. He was placed on his 4th outing of last season, but the first 3 seemed to be a case of just working him back up to full capacity. He's a real stayer, he's genuine, even though he was touched off twice towards the back end of last season.
Won't be too much longer. Starters just heading towards his rostrum. It looks as if Jason Callahan's going to start them this time. Andrew Parker there on the left. I think they're going to take maybe one more turn. We're approaching post time for the final race of the day. We have got 7 of them in all for this conditional jockeys handicap hurdle. It was Cosmic Outlaw that won this race last year for Rose Dobbin. Dylan Johnson was on board, and Dylan's actually currently on one of the market principles, Have You Got My Money. Starter about to climb the steps of his rostrum, and I'm sure, like us, Darren Owens had a great day here in the Scottish Borders.
So the starter's on the rostrum. The runners still turning there behind the tape. This race is delayed by a minute, so the star's just telling the jockeys just take another turn. This racingtv.com free trial conditional jockeys training series handicap hurdle with Geminem well supported today. Geminem at the top of the market around about 13 to 8 with Have You Got My Money 7 to 4, and it's 8 to 1 bar the front 2 in the market. Flags up. So they're about to line up. Race 8, Kelso, lining up. And they're off for the racingtv.com free trial conditional jockeys training series handicap hurdle. Long way to go, a near 3¼ miles. DeQual and Have You Got My Money are the first 2 to step away from the starter. Yellow colours of One Step at a Time on the inside of the light green of Nice and Easy. It's pretty keen at the moment, with Geminem racing 3 wide currently. Grey Silks of There She Goes and Knights in Venice dropped out last of the field as they approach the first of 13 hurdles. Over they go at the first with DeQual and the Southwell winner Have You Got My Money. They're making the running by a length and a half to Nice and Easy, who's switching back to hurdles action today, having spent recent season over fences. Did seem to struggle last season. Nice and Easy, dual hurdle scorer, with Geminem up along the outside for Lucinda Russell's stable, looking for a 4-timer on this card. There she goes, One Step at a Time is to the right. Knights in Venice is at the back for jockey Luke Scott as they approach the second. And there it was Have You Got My Money who landed alongside the red-jacketed DeQual, with those 2 ahead of Geminem, Nice and Easy, One Step at a Time. There she goes. And Knights in Venice, who's 0 from 12 over jumps coming here this afternoon, but has put in some solid efforts in the past. So approaching the last hurdle this time round, but still 2 full circuits to cover. Just going a bit sideways, looking a bit awkward there, was Nice and Easy. So they're right in front of the packed stands at Kelso with 2 laps to go. Have You Got My Money? Dylan Johnston's mount just in front of DeQual and Oscar Palmer as they swing around that turn. Nice and Easy. Geminem, 1 step at a time. There she goes, and Knights in Venice are following. And they're about to enter the back straight. 2 hurdles to jump over there on the far side of the track. With Have You Got My Money and DeQual. He's got that big white face, red jacket to the inside. Nice and Easy just behind them with William Maggs doing the steering. Wide outside, slightly over jumping if anything there was Geminem. One to the left as we look at them. 1 step at a time to the right. And then there she goes, and Lewis Dobb with the Knights in Venice remaining at the back for Luke Scott. They're now going to the 5th hurdle of the 13. And not a lot between the front pair, DeQual and Have You Got My Money at that flight. And they're still around about a length and a half to 2 lengths in front of Nice and Easy. 1 step at a time. Geminem on the extreme outer 3 wide. And the last 2, there she goes, and Knights in Venice. So down the side of the track, coming on towards the 6th hurdle, with Have You Got My Money and DeQual still at the head of affairs, jumping it. And DeQual, course and distance winner. There's confirmed ground all the way around, going along the inside running rail. Geminem and Nice and Easy are following. Nick Alexander trains Nice and Easy. He's had a winner today. 1 step at a time is next, being followed by There She Goes. 0 from 6 over jumps. And Knights in Venice remaining at the back. So coming on now to the 2 hurdles in the straight, hurdles 7 and 8, with over a circuit still in front of them. Have You Got My Money? DeQual coming to the first of those hurdles now, in the air together. From Geminem, is in the dark blue and red jacket to the left. Nice and Easy continues to follow the leaders. Nice and Easy, dual winning chaser. Nice and Easy, followed by 1 step at a time. Who's also a winning chaser, another dual winning chaser. 1 step at a time, 0 from 5 over Timber. At the final hurdle on this circuit, and it'll be the last in total next time round. There she goes, still held up. So too Knights in Venice, 1 more circuit to go. So they set out for that last lap, 5 to jump. Have You Got My Money and DeQual together going into that turn from Nice and Easy, Geminem, 1 step at a time. Followed by There She Goes and Knights in Venice at the back. And only around 5 lengths covering them. Moving on into the back straight. So going to the first of those hurdles on the far side. Have You Got My Money and DeQual. They've been front running all the way through this long distance race, over that hurdle in front of Nice and Easy. And there she goes. Give a nice patient ride by Lewis Dobb. On the inside, yellow jacket of 1 step at a time. Still widest of all, Geminem. And then Knights in Venice. This is the last hurdle over on the far side. And they're all over it. So the runners now, 7 of them, about to leave the back straight. 3 hurdles left to jump. Have You Got My Money in the white and black colours, cheek pieces. DeQual to the inside, trying to nip up the inners 1 step at a time. Nice and Easy, he's not too far away. Geminem right there, holding every chance. Just in behind the leaders, there she goes. And that's the hurdle down the side, with Knights in Venice still in last position as they make the run now towards the final bend. Just over half a mile to go. And now they're beginning to crank things up with 2 to jump. Geminem's on the wide outside. wide. Coming then the grey jacket, there she goes. Still there to the inside. Have You Got My Money and Dick Quall. Nice and easy every chance. A few lengths to one step at a time. Knights in Venice has got a bit of work to do. Heading now towards the second last. There she goes, Geminem. Nice and easy, trying to put it to Have You Got My Money. Still trying to hold on to the lead. Dick Quall still there to the inside. Have You Got My Money still in front though. That was the second last. On the run down towards the last hurdle. Have You Got My Money, Geminem being chased by There She Goes, Dick Quall. Nice and easy, one step at a time, and then comes Knights in Venice on the run down the last furlong and a half. One more to jump. Have You Got My Money is still in front, coming towards the last hurdle. At the last, that was a good jump. It's made virtually all the running. Have You Got My Money about 4 lengths clear of Geminem second. Dick Quall is in third place. Have You Got My Money? Geminem is coming back. Have You Got My Money? And Geminem on the far side. Geminem has mugged Have You Got My Money for Lucinda Russell, 4-timer. Dick Quall and one step at a time cross the line together behind.
He went wide all the way, did Conor McCann aboard Geminem. This was the scene of a horror fall for Conor a couple of years or so ago. He was airlifted off the track. He's still with Lucinda Russell. He has bounced back more than once after injury, Conor. And what a ride that was from the wide outside on Geminem. Have You Got My Money? I thought they were never going to get past him. He fended them off one by one. The Southwell winner under Dylan Johnson for Paul Robson. But in the end, well, probably the leader maybe just starting to idle a little bit, getting a bit lonely on the run in.
I turned away. I thought the verdict was over. He's done really well to win. We knew he was a stayer. He doesn't half underline that. But he's gone via the golf course at times. He was 5 wide on the home turn. At the last, he was 2 or 3 lengths down. The winner's giving him a helping hand, but this is a horse who's got bundles of stamina. A remarkable day for Lucinda. 8 races, she's won half of them, and that's not even including the horse with the biggest name in the stable in Correct Ramble, the Grand National winner. Everything just went great for the eventual runner-up. Have You Got My Money? Still held together at this point by Dylan, who was going for back-to-back successes. Let's watch it now, God. At which point, I'll tell you the point at which I think it's game, set and match, is when they clear the last. At which point do you think that Geminem is getting rolling and well enough to win? I thought it was over here. I thought he might pick up again once tackled. His ears are in the air. He's got the headgear on probably for a reason, but he has finished. We're seeing some remarkable strength at the finish from these Lucinda horses as well. They're just in rude health, and yeah, the first 2 in the betting dominated it, but yeah, it was a proper to and fro finish.
Yeah, unbelievable.